Good morning, Mirna. Good morning, everyone. I'm going to wait for around 3-4 minutes for others to join because I have a new lesson today. So is everybody fine? Are you guys on silent mode? Or is it the connection? It could be the connection. Could be the connection. Can you guys hear me well? Okay.
Now, yes.
Okay, great, great. I thought there was an issue with the connection. Okay, great. Okay, apparently we're going back to school soon. Okay. Let me start sharing the screen. I don't want to waste any more time. Okay, I'm sending a link now. For the questions. Sorry. Please access the link to answer the questions displayed. Name a country, number one, name a country which is an active war zone. It means that there is a war zone in this country. There are several, of course, especially in the region here. Please name one. Okay, Fatima and Mirna, can you hear me? Okay, hello to those who just joined. I'm resending the link. Okay, if you can hear me. Okay, access the link, please, and answer the question displayed. Okay. Name a country which is or has an active war zone.
Good afternoon, teacher.
Hi, Yusuf. How are you?
And
Okay, great. I'm sending a link, please. Go to the link and answer the question. I don't have any responses yet. I'm not sure if it's the connection, but I should have responses by now. Okay, great, great, great. Okay. Those are two major ones. Of course, there are others. I'd like you to list all. You can answer more than once, of course. Syria, Palestine.
مين في كمان
Okay, write it down, please, when you have it. All around us. Iraq could be considered, yeah, part of it is an active war zone. Nigeria, part of it too. South Sudan, still, okay. Ethiopia, Yemen, definitely. Kashmir, of course. Good answers, guys. Kashmir is the region between Pakistan and India, which is, there's a problem related to that, whether it belongs to India or Pakistan. Afghanistan is an active war zone. Yes, good answer, good answers. Okay, those who just joined, I'm just going to give 1 more minute for you guys to name one country with an active war zone. 1 more minute and we'll move to something else. Mahdi, did Hani join? Let me check.
Paris.
Okay, just answer, please. Give an answer.
Your country which
Does anyone have a different answer they want to share with us?
بس هو هن
Oh, okay, we have Libya as an active war zone, isn't it?
لا فيش حرب ليه.
But there is a major war going there. Major.
فيش حرب بس محلول.
Yeah, hopefully. Okay, now we heard a lot about those countries with wars, especially, my focus today is Yemen. Now, think of all those countries. Now, what human rights violations happen during times of war? Name one, you can name two, of course. In times of war, how are human rights violated? Which of the basic human rights? We named the 10 basic human rights. Which one or ones are violated or are not? Write them, please, write them. I'm resending the link for those who just joined. Write them and then we can discuss orally. Think of the children of Yemen. Think of the children of the countries around us, even the people who are, caught in this war. Which of their human rights are being violated?
Teacher, it takes me to the first question.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to present. Sorry, I have to present it. Sorry. Okay, now you can answer.
Okay.
You guys all see the new screen?
Yes.
Okay, those are the countries I want. Which human rights? Let's list the human rights. Let's good. Some of you have done so. Thank you. Lack of water. Don't we have the basic right of having access to clean water? Okay, in times of war, we do not. Lack of education. Good, excellent. Not having access to food. Food safety is a major thing in arbitrary arrest. Yes, to just come and arrest people. Safety, lack of safety. lack of, they torture people, they just persecute them. Okay, what else? Related to children. Okay, we wrote the right to education is not upheld. What else? What do children need? We wrote safety, we wrote education. What do children need? Infants.
They need medicine.
Okay, healthcare, lack of healthcare. Okay. Did someone write safety? Safety, yes, good, good. Okay, lack of healthcare. This one is not upheld. Generally, freedom of expression. I'm glad someone wrote arbitrary arrest. Freedom of expression. Sometimes if you express yourself, you're killed or arrested. Okay. So those are the basic human rights that are violated. What do we mean by violated?
Not being not being respected.
Yes, not being respected. Exactly, not being respected. Okay, good. Now, this takes us directly to our lesson.
Okay.
It's called Your Tax Dollars Help Starve Children. Okay, name some disasters and atrocities that could happen during an ongoing war. What disasters, human disasters, could happen during times of war? Joel, can you read them? And by atrocity, I mean disaster.
Hunger, lack of health services, child soldiering, torturing innocent people, death of so many innocent people who have nothing to do with the war.
Okay. Yes, all of those are major atrocities that happen. Something which is happening now, of course, in parts of Africa, mostly Sudan, is child soldiering. What does that refer to? Child soldiering. Tala.
Like making them work and
Teacher, isn't it turning
making
kids to mercenaries?
Turning kids to mercenaries or soldiers, giving them arms and weapons when they're only maybe 12. Okay, this is what the child soldiering is, and it's a major atrocity of wars. Okay. Okay, now let's start reading. Lean, would you please start reading?
Aiden Yemen, he is an 8-year-old boy who is starving and has limbs like sticks, but Yaqub Walid doesn't cry or complain. He gazes stolidly ahead, turning out everything, for in late stages of starvation, the human body focuses every calorie simply on keeping the organs functioning.
Let's observe the picture. It's a sad picture. What do you see in the picture? Lean.
Unhealthy boy.
What is he suffering from? In one word. Unhealthy because
Starvation.
starvation. Okay, good, very good. And we also say malnutrition. What's malnutrition?
Teacher, isn't it from the word like malfunction, like the first 3 letters?
Yes,
So
mal
it's
is lack of or bad nutrition. Okay, the boy is practically emaciated. Okay, reduced to the bones. Okay, thank you, Lean. Paragraph 2, Yusuf, would you please read?
okay. Yaqub arrived unconscious at Al Sadaka hospital here, weighing just over 30 pounds. He has suffered complications, and doctors say that it is unclear he will survive, and that if he does, he may suffer permanent brain damage.
Okay, all of this is due to what?
Famine,
Okay, why is he going to suffer brain damage?
because he has been starved,
Yes,
basically.
he has been starved. Have any of you guys seen those pictures on TV? Do you guys, watch the news occasionally?
We see it. I see it on awareness campaigns between commercials.
Yes, yes. Unfortunately, it's ongoing now. Paragraph 3. Let's see. Cynthia, would you please read?
Okay. Some 85,000 children may have already died here in Yemen, and 12 million more people may be on the brink of starvation, casualties in part of the 3-year-old American-backed Saudi war in Yemen. United Nations officials and aid experts warned that this could become the worst famine the world has seen in a generation.
Okay, this article was written around a year and a half ago, so it's definitely more than 85,000 children. Roughly doubled that number. Okay, thank you. Paragraph 5. Fatima, would you please read? Fatima, are you there? Okay. Both the Obama and Trump administrations have supported the Saudi war in Yemen with a military partnership, arms sales, intelligence sharing, and until recently, air-to-air refueling. The United States is thus complicit in what some human rights experts believe are war crimes. The bottom line, our tax dollars are going to starve children. Okay, who do you think the author is? After reading paragraph 5, Tala, who do you think the author is? Where does he come from?
He's from Yemen.
Okay. Okay. Can you
Is he?
take a better look at the paragraph?
Like he said, our tax dollars are going to start.
Okay. Who's that?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Where does he come from?
Um,
He's a very well-known journalist.
the United States.
Yes, he is American. And he's talking about how the US is backing this war and thus helping starve those children. And he's saying our tax dollars, American tax dollars, are going to starve children. Okay, this might be changing now in Biden's administration. We feel that there is a shift in that. It is a tragic war, so hopefully there's a shift in that. Okay, paragraph 6. Muhammad Hassan. Muhammad. Mahdi. Yeah. Is this Mahdi?
Germans.
Yeah. Paragraph 6, please.
نقي حدا غيري بس
Come on.
عطشان اشغل احكي بس.
Okay. As long as you're listening. Joel, would you please read paragraph 6?
I fell in love with Yemen's beauty and friendliness on my first visit in 2002, but this enchanting country is now in convulsions.
Mhm.
When people hear an airplane today in much of Yemen, they flinch and wonder if they are about to be bombed, and I had interviews interrupted by automatic weapons fire overhead.
Okay. Joel, from what you read in paragraph 6, what is the occupation of the writer? What does he do?
He is talking about the good things in Yemen.
Okay. But what does he do? What can you conclude his job is? If you read till the end. And I had interviews interrupted by automatic weapons fire overhead. What is his job?
He made interviews in order to know the truth about uh, these wars and to help them.
Okay, so what's his job in one word? Who does interviews and, appears on
A
TV.
news reporter.
News reporter, yes, he's a journalist. He's a journalist. He's an American journalist. Okay, thank you. Paragraph 7. Muhammad, are you there now? Apparently not. Nada, would you please read paragraph 7?
Yes.
Mhm.
Paragraph 7.
Yes.
What is most infuriating is that the hunger is not caused by drought or extreme weather, but by cynical and failed politics in Riyadh and Washington. The starvation does not seem to be an accidental byproduct of war, but rather a weapon in it. Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, backed by the United States, are trying to inflict pain to gain leverage over and destabilize rebels.
Okay, so the starvation, in one word, the starvation is caused by what? Is it caused by a natural disaster?
No.
No,
Caused by Yusuf.
by the weapon.
By the war, exactly, war, just because of this war. Okay, good. Paragraph 8. Paragraph 8. Tala, would you please read?
Yes.
Mhm.
The governments of Saudi Arabia and the United States don't want you to see pictures like Yaqub's or reflect on the suffering in Yemen. The Saudis impose a partial blockade on Houthi areas,
Mhm.
banning commercial flights and bearing journalists from special United Nations planes there.
Mhm.
I've been trying for more than 2 years to get through the Saudi blockade, and I finally was able to by tagging onto local United Nations delegation.
Okay, so are journalists freely able to go to this war zone?
Can you repeat the
Okay,
question?
are journalists able to freely go to this war zone in order to report what's going on?
No.
No, okay. Why do you think so? Why aren't journalists or social media or the media allowed there freely?
Is it like to protect them? Like, since the US is like stronger, so
To
Isn't it because it's an active war zone?
Exactly, it's an active war zone and things, not everything should be reported, okay? Some things have better remain, closed from the eyes of the world. Many atrocities are going there. But through the United Nations, people are able to go there to access some of the parts. Okay. Paragraph 9, Yusuf.
Okay. Yaqub was especially vulnerable. He
That
is the
was
second of.
9.
Oh,
You can read
nine,
9
nine.
and 10. Mhm.
After a major famine, there is always deep thought about how the world could have allowed this to happen. What's needed this time is not a plan a few years from now, but action today. Action today to end the war and prevent a catalysm.
Okay, cataclysm. Now, what, in one word, Joel, what is famine in one word? Famine.
Miss, can you repeat the question,
Yes,
please?
Joel, in one word, give me the synonym of famine. Famine is happening in Yemen. Can anyone do that? Can anyone give us the synonym of famine or what it means?
Scarcity, shortage of
Food
food.
shortage or
Hunger.
starvation? Hunger. One word is hunger and another one is starvation. Okay, and this war should end, according to the author, in order to prevent a cataclysm. What's a cataclysm?
A nationwide disaster.
Yeah, a disaster. Okay, paragraph 10 also, Yusuf.
Yaqub was especially vulnerable. He is the second of 8 children in a poor household, with a father who has mental health problems and can't work steadily. The family sold some land to pay for Yaqub's care, so his situation is now even more precarious.
Precarious.
Precar-
Precarious. Okay.
precarious.
Dangerous. Now, who do you think, Nada, who do you think are the most vulnerable groups? Vulnerable means weak. Who are the two most vulnerable groups during war times? Can anyone answer that question?
Children and the elderly,
Children, elderly, okay, those are vulnerable groups. Who else?
or people with PTSD from the war.
But who is the weakest? Who is viewed as the weakest and are therefore, therefore suffer? Mostly children and women. Those are the vulnerable groups. Okay, paragraph 11, I will read that. A few rooms down from Ya'ub is Fawaz Abdullah, 18 months old, his skin mottled and discolored with sores. Fawaz is so malnourished that he has never been able to walk or say more than ma or ba. Chest heaving and eyes fluttering, the boy lay silently on a hospital bed, a bag of bones, fighting for breath. What does the word malnourished mean? Lean.
Malnourished. Just give me a minute.
Yeah, of course.
Like he has a problem in growth.
Okay, what's nourishment? You need good nourishment in order to thrive and grow. What's nourishment?
Care.
No, nourishment is food. Malnourishment is the exact synonym of malnutrition. Okay, so this is the major problem in Yemen today. This is why there are hundreds and thousands of articles written about this because the children are starving. Okay, there is malnutrition and malnourishment. Okay. Now let's read the last part, paragraphs 12 and 13. Mirna, paragraph 12. Mirna? Okay. Fawaz's mother, Ruqayya Saleh, explained that life fell apart after her home in the port city of Hodeidah was destroyed by a bomb, probably an American one, as many are. Her family fled to Aden, and her husband is struggling to find occasional work as a day laborer. I used to be able to buy whatever I wanted, including meat and fish, she told me. Since fleeing, she said, war induced poverty has meant that she hasn't been able to buy a single fish or egg. And that is why Fawaz suffers severe protein deficiency. Now I'm going to ask a skills question. What method of support does the author use in paragraph 13? What did the author use to gain credibility?
Personal experience.
Okay, personal experience, real life situation, and we can say an interview. Okay, and a witness interview, did you know that it's one of the means of support? Okay, interviews for people who have been through this issue. Okay, paragraph 14. Yusuf, why don't you go ahead and read?
We think of war casualties as men with their legs blown off, but in Yemen, the most common war casualties are children like Fawaz who suffer malnutrition. Some will die. Even the survivors may suffer lifelong brain damage. A majority of Yemen children are now believed to be physically stunted. Stunned from malnutrition, and physical stunting is frequently accompanied by diminished brain development.
Okay. Okay, these children are the future of Yemen. Dr. Aida Hussein, a nutrition specialist, told me, looking at Fawaz, he will be stunted. How will he do in school? What do you think stunted means? Their growth is stunted. Their brains are stunted from malnutrition.
They've been put on like a hold, like
Exactly.
they can't progress.
Well said, Yusuf. They've been put on hold. Okay, now, Tala, so what's the most profound effect of the war in Yemen? The most
Malnutrition.
Yes, good. Malnutrition, particularly which age group?
Children
Okay, okay, good.
and women.
Okay.
I thought who?
Yes, the children, particularly children. Okay, now let's move on to the question. What is the cause of Ya'ub's starvation? Let's go back to the paragraph where they started talking about Ya'ub. What's the reason behind his starvation? Who should I be asking here? Mirna, can you speak now? Okay, it's a pretty basic question. Lean, what's the reason behind Ya'ub's starvation?
It's in paragraph 2, right?
Yeah, well, it's in the whole article. Why do you think he is starving?
Because of the war.
Yes, he doesn't have access to food. Okay, now number 3, knowing that the author is an American citizen, addressing the American people. Okay, if I were to ask you who the author is writing this article to, he's writing this to the world, but focusing on the American people because he said your tax, our tax dollars. Okay, explain the implications of the title. Okay, the title, he used a strong title. Why did he use it in this way? What effect is he planning to get from that? Yusuf, you can answer if you want.
Guilt.
Okay, guilt. Exactly, good. Guilt. Okay. So he's sending a very, very strong message to his people. Okay. Great. Let's move on to the next set of questions. Based on the indicated paragraphs, what does each of the following pronouns refer to? This in paragraph 3. This in paragraph 3, Nada, it's underlined.
Miss, can you say the question again?
Yes. Paragraph 3, the pronoun this in paragraph 3.
Okay. The war.
Is it the war?
Teacher, aren't they talking about the situation
Yes,
that's happening?
yes, the situation with the children being hungry. United Nations officials and aid experts warn that this could become the worst famine. Okay, the situation in the country. Okay, next one. There in paragraph 4. There in paragraph 4, let's see. Somehow I lost the paragraph there. No problem. Okay, no problem. Move on to the next question. Now, refer to paragraphs 1, 10, 11, and 12 to fill in with one suitable piece of information for each blank. They talked about 2 children, Ya'ub and Fawaz. What was the physical state of Ya'ub when the author talked about him? Cynthia. What was the physical
Should
state?
I talk about physical state?
Which condition was he in physically?
They were talking about like his malnourishment and he was really thin.
Okay.
Bone his limbs were like sticks.
Okay, exactly.
This is a phrase.
weighing just
So
over
this is
40
1
pounds, and he has suffered permanent
brain damage.
yes, if this continues, he will suffer permanent brain damage.
Brain
How about
damage.
Fawaz's physical state? Okay, in paragraph 11, Cynthia.
Okay, his eyes were fluttered,
Mhm.
his chest was heaving,
Okay,
and his body looked like a bag of bones fighting for breath.
yes, he was reduced to a bag of bones. Okay, now the family condition of Ya'ub. Remember, they interviewed Ya'ub's mother. What was their condition?
Uh, they were living in poverty.
Yes, of course, they were living in poverty. Okay, how about Fawaz? What did his mother say about their condition? According to paragraph 13. How,
About Hawaz's condition.
yes, has their lives changed? How have their lives changed?
They
They
used
used
to have a home, then it got destroyed by a bomb.
They used to have a home, shelter. It no longer exists. What else?
They also fled their original house.
Okay. And at first they were able to get meat,
Fish and meat.
fish and eggs, and now they are no longer able to. Okay, so these are the answers here. This is our lesson. Please check out the exercises. They're very important, especially the skills, and they will be required. And hopefully, we'll see you soon at school. Any questions before we leave? Does anyone have a question?
no
No.
thanks.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you for listening. See you. Bye.